All right, so I may or may not show myself taking these out depending on how much I struggle. Because I'm not a gunsmith, usually I get this stuff done. If I survive, I show you guys how I did it. So basically, you're going to remove this pin here, this pin here, this pin here, and this pin here. And that's going to be everything you gotta do to replace your trigger. But there's kind of steps involved with each one. So we'll just start from front to back and move right on down the line. Right, so we're going to start by driving out this first pin right here. Ta-da! I recommend using one of those punch blocks, which I own but don't have, interestingly enough. So I also recommend this. Keep your gun, decide a direction you're going to point, right to left, and put your pins in some kind of container as such. So like the first pin will go in this hole, second pin will go in this hole. That way you know which one goes where with no issues. All right, moving on to the next one. Well, I hope that comes out for you as easy as it came out for me. Now this one actually has 2 slots in it for springs. It shouldn't matter which way it goes in the next hole. Things are starting to move. So at this point, your trigger is free, but you can't quite get to it yet because there is still stuff in your way. Mainly this, so you gotta get that out somehow. We will see. And moving on, I got it started off camera. These are coming out pretty nice, not gonna lie. Let's hope that is free. Oh, she ain't free yet. Got a hold of a longer punch. Just gotta line her up just right. It's a little bit of a balancing act here. I do wish I had my punch block. Boom. Just like that. Punch number 3. As it turns out, once you get these 2 pins out, this is actually loose enough where you can take your takedown pin and you can actually finagle it out the side. Keep in mind which direction it goes. If you get messed up, look at the back of my pistol, look at the shape of this. That'll get you back on track. So once your takedown pin is out, you can now swing this out of your way and remove it. I recommend keeping everything facing the direction it goes to avoid confusion later. This guy here looks like I'm gonna need to figure it out off camera and then come back to help you. You gotta take out the 4th pin. I was hoping I could get around having to do it, but you cannot, so it's gotta come out. Pro tip, if you have one of these, it makes it much easier to start. You simply place it in the hole, get a couple of those, and it tends to get them started for you. Very, very nice. I don't know how it has more effect than a regular hammer, but it certainly does. Oh boy, here's the part where my punches start to bend. So we move to a roll pin punch. A little nipple in the end, which is nice. He's going. Booyah! All 4 pins are out. No sudden movements. And boom. Just like that. She's out. Now, you can simply pop out this little pin in the middle here, which should pop out fairly easily. Yep, just like that. Don't lose it. You can get rid of your factory trigger, which has served me well, but it's time to go. And the killer innovations. It's supposed to get rid of over travel. It's supposed to get rid of creep. It's supposed to get rid of some of the take up. So, oh, very nice. So look at this. So side by side, you've got your factory one, polymer, but served me well. Really nice aluminum. Black with the gray trigger safety, looks sweet. And now we just do all of this in reverse order. we're going to put the trigger on here with the center hole. Install our pin once again. Here's another pro tip that I just made up on the spot, is to take this, flip it backwards using the flat end, put it on your spring. Boom, just a little tap, kind of beds this in. Now you don't have a wobbling pin around. Stick this right through there. Now I wouldn't hit it like this because you're going to torque something. So you're going to want to put it back on some form of flat edge, which I have right here. And you can give it a little tappy tap. Basically, once you get it started, it pops in about one whack. Once again, you're going to take this and this, line up these holes right here, and you're going to drop it right back in, and it'll snap in nicely. If you don't have one, get one. This is a roll pin starter. Pops in, nice and smooth, no wobbliness. Boom. Once you get it started with this one, you can drop back, get a slightly smaller punch, and give it a couple more taps to seat it. At this point, you can take whatever the heck this is called, stick it back in just like that. It's a little funky, so you may have to straighten it out a little, get it to pop down how you want it to be. Just going to kind of mess with it on that hinge until it snaps down, and it should seat nicely. Then you're going to grab your takedown levers. Now, earlier in the video, if you're not sure which way this goes, you can look here, or you can scroll back to where I show how it goes in. It snaps in fairly easy. Alright, now we can put in our second to the back screw with our fancy pin starter. Just get her lined up, make sure you can see light through it, so you know where everything's lined up on the inside. And then pretty much you can just send it. The last two pins are going to be not any different than this one, just stick them both in your pin starter, tap them both in, and that pretty much will take care of all 4 of your pins.